just slowly here.
Go over the ramparts, men! Fight till you can't fight anymore!
So, I could just imagine that
I may have messed my hair up.
the British soldiers have on their vest like a little cup holder for their tea.
What?
Can we fact check that?
No, we don't fact check anything on here.
Oh, great.
Eat your mic, good sir.
All right. So,
Welcome to the podcast, everyone. We're back with Josh.
Hello.
And this camera's still not straight.
yeah. So, pray for our camera, I guess.
Yeah, he's got some stuff going on with him. He needs to read some Leviticus.
Leviticus is a good book.
It is.
It's a fun book to say.
It kind of explains why there's an importance of a relationship
Leviticus.
with God.
Yeah.
Leviticus.
It also tackles a lot of problems we have in today's world. People should really read it.
Leviticus.
I feel like the only real reason, sorry, I'm misspeaking. The only way to truly understand the New Testament is to read the Old Testament.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a lot of Christians out there that only read the New Testament. They're like, well, that stuff is not as important because it's the old law and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. You need to know the old law to understand the importance of Christ.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely certain if the old law is actually discounted anymore. Pretty sure that's still important. I don't think it's like,
I think a good way of looking at it is that it's no longer like God is a God of wrath as much, because he was kind of, he's the same God, but like it's a lot more like grace driven now than it was before, because like they had to make sacrifices in order to atone for their sins with the best of the flock and all that stuff. But now it's Jesus was that sacrifice, and so now we don't have to deal with sacrificing lambs and cows and all that stuff because Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice and we're taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so It's no longer blood sacrifices or grain offerings anymore. It's more of a gift. It's more so a financial gift and a responsibility of taking care of each other, which is great because although that was talked about in the Old Testament, it really wasn't emphasized as, hey, you should care for your fellow man because you love them, not because it's the law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I like that opening.
Yeah, great opening.
This is the best. I was just thinking, I was like, wow, this is the best opening we've ever had. Like, this is great. We just went straight into like religion and like we're chill and having interesting top things to talk about. I've gone mad.
I've kind of noticed.
I've gone literally
That's the title
insane.
for today. I've gone mad.
There's a thumbnail. No, but I have a video, and I'm gonna play the video for the podcast. If you're watching the podcast on anything other than YouTube, go check it out on YouTube real fast. But I'm gonna show you guys the video real quick. This happened last night.
Oh boy.
Guess what happens if I stop?
It's very fitting for your truck.
Yeah.
What happened?
Okay, this is what I think happened. So this happened just last night, and I haven't gotten a chance to get it looked at. But this is what I think happened. I was at Silver Dollar City, which is a really hard thing to say. Which is also the reason why my voice is much deeper than normal because I just screamed my head off, which was so much fun. But I was there with a bunch of my friends, and I had to take some home, and so I wasn't thinking, I was tired, and I was like, all right, let's go. And I hop in my truck, cold start it. It's like 39. Mm-hmm. Now, if you've never been to Silver Dollar City, as soon as you exit the park, there's one light and you are on a highway. Like that's it. There's like one light, you're on a highway, and then another light to get onto like an interstate. So like you're gonna be going fast, pretty fast. And so there's no traffic. Turn on my car. I'm like, all right, let's go. And I'm playing music. I'm singing. I'm having a great time, not paying attention to anything at all. And I had my overdrive off, which you're supposed to. I thought for some reason that I was like, oh, that will help with the hills, going up and down the hills, because Branson's very hilly. Like, it's great. Like, whatever. Well, turns out it basically just takes your RPM and just bumps it up much farther than it needs to be.
Yup.
And so I had that off, going 80 on a cold engine. And it was fine. All the way from Branson up to Nixa, dropped off someone. Stayed at their house for like 40 minutes. And then we left. I'm going through Nixa back down to Ozark. Mm-hmm. And we're listening to the Baby Driver soundtrack. And there's a song, Bell Bottoms. And that song has a point about halfway through, or a little past half, where the singer actually starts singing. And he's like, I have to introduce you to the most groovy Bell Bottoms. And then the background singers go, huh. And so when the background singers were going, huh, I would rev my engine. And like it would jolt forward. It was super fun. I did it like 4 times. Then after that section of the song, it quickly like ramps up. And so I'm like flooring it. I get out of like the road up to about to enter the highway. There's a gas station. I happen to look in my rear view and it's just smoke. White smoke. And I'm like, oh dear Lord. And so I didn't say a word. I was just like, okay, we're going to turn into the gas station real fast. I turned into the gas station and I had a friend with me. And she was already like kind of freaked out because she was like, why is he acting so sporadic? I pull into I was about to pull in next to the gas station, but then I realized that there's propane right where I was about to park. I was like, nah. And then I was like, not parking near the gas. So I like park in the corner far away from everything. And I stop and just plumes of white smoke start coming up from my hood. And I'm like, all right, let's get out. And so I turn everything off and I like just pace away, and she goes the other direction, and we just look at each other, and there's this plume of smoke coming out of my truck. I'm looking at her, I go, I think I sent her a little too hard. But it was, so then I was like, well, I gotta be a man now. And I popped the hood, lifted it up, coolant everywhere. Literally everywhere, dripping from everything. And I'm like, well, this is really fun. And I couldn't find what the problem was at the time. I assume it's some leak somewhere in the hoses because the leak was somewhere near the reservoir. I think it might be the return hose. Anyway. So I threw some water in there. And instead of going on the highway, I went through town, going like 25 miles an hour, watching my temps. And as I was going through town, driving past the police station, there's a cop just sitting on the road, just doing his normal thing. There's plumes of smoke coming out of my truck. I have my blinkers on, my like emergency lights on. I'm going super slow. And I like turn to the cop and just go, hi, I'm good. And he just didn't care. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess I gotta keep going. And you have to go up this hill. So I go up this hill real slow, which is where I took that video, was like just going up the hill. It was really funny and quite possibly the best video I've ever produced or has happened to be recorded of me. It's great. I love that video so much. I go up the hill, stop at a stoplight, plume of smoke again because I've stopped. And then I start going and I look down at my dash and my engine's like redlining. I'm like, oh. And so I like immediately shifted into neutral, start braking, turned off my engine. I'm like, all right. And then I like turned it back, not the engine back on, but I turned it back on to like the on position, get the pump going. And I, some guy pulled over next to me and was like, I saw that. What happened? And I'm like, oh, it's just got like a coolant leak or something. And he's like, I assume this has happened before. I went, nope. This is the second time I've ever had to stop for this today.
You see, it hasn't happened to you before. The chances of it happening to the previous owner, it's
probably happened.
It's probably
and
happened.
So I'm like, well, all right. Put the last of this water in here, like wait for it to cool down. I was like less than a mile, gosh, probably like half a mile from my house at this point. And he's like, all right, so you guys are good? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, dude, internally I'm panicking, but I'm trying to like keep a good spirits about this. And he's like, that's great. And I'm like, yeah. And we had this other conversation that like wasn't related at all. And I'm just like, all right, thank you, man. You have a good night. And then I just hop into my burning vehicle, pedal down the road, and I make it home and threw some antifreeze in there so it doesn't, freeze. So that's where I'm at. That's what, yeah. Hopefully I can get it fixed pretty soon. I have a friend that's going to come over and help me fix it. But yeah, that's what's caused me to go insane. Also, while I was driving through downtown, that song just happened to turn on. Intermission, if you don't know what I'm talking about. It just happened to turn on, and I'm like, this is the best song for this situation ever, and I just blasted it.
And so he decided to play it as I came into the studio today.
Okay, yeah, so I was the only one here because the rest of my family left for a conference, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to play that song. Because I actually took a nap and I like woke up to being like, I was like, oh, I need to make sure Josh doesn't need any more information. And so I like immediately texted you and then you're like, oh, I'm on my way. And I'm like, cool. And I was like, I just woke up. I haven't done anything. And so I'm like, okay, I'll turn on the song to pump me up. And I'm blasting this song and like half the lights are off because the sun went down while I was napping. And I was like, this is the creepiest, like just most unsettling situation I could possibly put him in. This is great. And so I texted you. I was like, by the way, I'm the only one home. Just walk in.
Yeah.
And then I had that song playing for 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
As I waited for him to get here. No, probably longer, like 20 minutes.
Oh
and then
my gosh.
So I'm slowly going insane setting up the studio. And he walks in and he immediately goes, hello. And I just let him sit in it as it plays. And then I slowly stomp up the stairs. And I walk in. I get up the stairs and I look at him and he's literally just.
Yeah, I'm just like ninja posed up, like ready to
like
just
behind the couch, just like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm attack mode.
Well, my thought process when I came in the door was, this is a little unusual, but like this is actually just like on brand for Josiah. So. I was just, whenever I hit the ninja pose, that was actually just my brain like, I'll just do this. But I was thinking about hiding behind the couch.
And scaring me back.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I can make someone feel very uncomfortable, but it's just as easy to make me uncomfortable. So yeah, that was, yep.
It was
Luckily, I've been told that that repair should, if it is just a coolant hose, should be like $50 max to repair.
Yeah, it won't be hard.
So, which is good because I am a DoorDash driver.
Yeah, your vehicle's kind of an important part of that.
Yeah. And I haven't been making a lot of money lately because people don't order DoorDash after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Or during Christmas time a lot because they have a whole bunch of other expenses.
Yeah.
I'd assume.
Yep. Well, rich people will still buy it because they don't want to cook.
Or people who think that they're rich but are actually millions of dollars in debt because they want a lavish lifestyle. And then they just don't do it because they're...
And then they have to call Dave Ramsey to have it fix their problems.
And then,
Start a debt snowball.
And now that song Intermission is stuck in my head and it's been playing for like the entire day.
We should honestly just put it on like repeat, just quietly in the background of the podcast today.
You know, if my watch could tell me how stressed I was, it would tell me that I've been slowly getting increasingly more stressed as the day has gone on. In fact, if I look at my heart rate, it probably tells me that. Hold on. Wait, is that really the measurements from today? I have steadily been getting more and more stressed all day. There's a blip where I took a nap, and that's it. What the heck? At some point, my heart rate got to 150 today.
Oh my.
Well, there was a few days ago I was helping a friend move, and I was pretty consistently hitting 150 because I'm severely unhealthy.
Need to hit cardio, bro.
Yeah, I hate cardio.
What gym you go to?
I no longer go to a gym. That's sad.
Oh.
I don't have a gym. My gym buddy got weird about being my gym buddy for like no reason. I assume. I don't know.
You should join me.
I probably should. Well, now I have a truck to repair, so we'll figure it out after the new year. If I have money. But the thing is, I'm not like super worried about gas anymore because like
You don't have a working truck.
Well, no. It's because wherever I am, I can DoorDash from there. And so if I have to drive into town, I can just DoorDash there, DoorDash back, and boom, gas is paid for, and I've made some money. And so it's super, super easy. But yeah, we'll figure out about the actual
I don't think it'd be
membership
too
price, but it's
expensive.
not.
Well, I mean, not on the membership part. I was talking your truck's repair. I don't think it's gonna be expensive at all.
I'm not too scared
If
about
it's just tubes, you'll be fine.
When I realized that the leak was near the reservoir, I got so happy. I was like, "Oh, I didn't blow a head gasket! Yay! Like, I didn't completely ruin my truck! Yeah."
I feel like you probably got close though.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a Ford or not a I drive.
It's a Ford
Focus.
Ranger.
Yeah, Ford Ranger. I actually bought a truck not long ago.
Really?
Yeah, I have a lot of work I have to do to it, but it's a 92 Ford Ranger.
Oh,
Yeah.
has it got a chin on it?
I don't know what you mean by that, but
It's a front bumper.
yeah, it has a chin.
Legit. If it didn't have a chin, I'd slap you.
Well, it doesn't have a transmission.
You don't look. That's you just.
That's irrelevant. You can still roll it down a hill.
It's just a very straight Ford Ranger.
Yeah. I can't find a transmission for it either, which is a bummer.
sad.
So
Well,
I'm
if my truck dies, you can have mine.
well, I'm gonna slap a V8 in it
Ooh,
and a 5-speed.
ooh, manual,
Yeah.
all wheel.
Yep. Gonna do a conversion.
Is it
on it.
also gonna be rear wheel or front for single?
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Do rear. Do rear.
Yeah, probably.
Because rear drifting is way better than front wheel drifting. I can literally.
You just go to drifting. I'm thinking about pulling.
It's a Ranger.
I'm putting a V8 in it.
Okay, that's bro. You gotta weigh that thing down. If you're putting a V8 in it.
Nah,
Maybe
I
you
wanna slide.
You actually, you know what? Front wheel, because if you do back wheel, you're just gonna be like jumping up. Like that's gonna be. You're gonna need some tough front wheel suspension if you got it on rear wheel. Goodness.
That can easily become a very cursed vehicle.
Yes,
And
it could.
It should be.
It
Use a
will
train horn.
sound. It will sound cursed.
It will become the meme mobile.
The meme mobile. I'll paint it all green and put little decals of Hulk on it. Oh, you got the Hulk mobile.
With purple bumpers.
Kind of like how weebs will have like their waifu like painted and plastered all over their
my
car.
word.
Do that with Hulk on your truck.
Wasn't there? Hold on. Wasn't there a Hatsune Miku car that was around here? I know. Didn't your brother-in-law?
I think I've seen it.
Ex-brother-in-law.
My
But
ex-
there's a
Wasn't
local one,
it a
isn't there?
Subaru? And then they had like the license plate that was Subaru.
Yes.
I saw this
No.
car at some point in Republic while I was driving.
Have you ever seen the techno? It's a what is it? It's a Toyota. No, not Toyota. A Honda Civic Type R. That's like kitted out, and the license plate is techno,
I may
bright
have.
blue. It's a pretty car. There are some absolute meme cars in Ozark that I found.
There's some cool cars around
okay,
here.
so there's the Batman car,
Yes.
which I now know where he lives because I
Did you follow him?
no, I
You
DoorDashed
followed
to
him.
his neighbor,
Oh.
and so I was like looking around. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the Batman car. So it's the Batman car. There's the blue Civic Type R, which isn't really a meme. It's just a really pretty car. There's like the 3 Corvettes that are around. There's the blue Porsche that I want. It's a Porsche 911,
Oh.
whatever 3.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. So pretty. Though it's got a black hood on it. It's all blue with a black hood or like a white hood or something. It's
Like what kind of like
like
blue? What kind of blue?
a kind of a lighter blue.
Like how light we talking?
Like that thing.
Like that blue.
So like sky blue, but like cartoon sky blue.
Okay.
So it's pretty rich. It's not like
Is it like a jet black hood?
I can't remember if it's a black or white, but either way, it's gonna
If
be.
it's white, that's a little weird. If it's black, it's. I mean, I understand it, but like also,
I think it's white, and it's
that's a little weird.
either way. It'll be either like jet black or like bright white.
Maybe
but-
he has to paint it. Hopefully.
But that's a really pretty car. Just maybe needs a paint job. I like the blue, but the whatever the heck the hood is dumb. And then there's the car that has the Queen. Have you seen that? That one parks
No.
at Walmart.
Yeah, that one.
I think they work at Walmart or something. I don't know. But
It
there's
has the Queen of England.
the sticker of the Queen of England in the passenger.
Oh.
It's really funny. And then there's the like 8 cars that are like the hooligan cars, you know?
Oh. Hoonigan.
Or yeah, hoonigan or whatever. They all have that sticker, but then they also have like dirty hands, clean money, and like all those other, which I know a guy who had one of those cars and he sold it, and now it's like he has a actually like pretty nice older Chevy, and he has pretty tasteful stuff.
I knew
but
a
like,
guy that had a Josiah car.
oh, what?
I don't even know what that brand is, if it is a brand, but I don't talk to him anymore. He got arrested. he ended up in jail.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
He was an interesting character.
Yeah. People who own weird cars usually are interesting characters.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's the approximately 47 old dudes that own Ford Rangers, and then there's one pretty brunette girl who I see every once in a while who has a Ford Ranger, and then there's me.
Hey, there's me too. I just don't drive mine.
What color is yours?
It's going to change. Right now, actually I have a picture of it. It's like a really dark blue with a bunch of rust on it.
Oh,
You know?
that's sad.
Yeah.
You gotta go white. The white Ford Ranger is just
I'm not going white. So basic. I'm sorry.
no. That is facts. That's like how like 50% of Ford Rangers come is white.
Where even is this picture of it?
Dude, what you can do, what I've always wanted to do is paint my Ford Ranger like black or dark blue, and then set a kill switch to kill all the lights. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the old style Ford Ranger. So those Ford Rangers were actually built by Ford.
Yeah.
Mine
I'm all American.
and I think it's the 99 to
I bleed green.
2011
Was produced by Mazda.
is produced by or built by Mazda.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so gosh darn reliable. until they got like 3,000 miles on it and they start just blowing up. Apparently, because you turn the freaking overdrive off.
Well, that and
Then you went 80 on a cold engine.
that and a slew of other problems, such as like previous owners not knowing what they're doing, which
And poor maintenance by current owner.
Then my
Yeah.
my Ranger, its transmission blew up because the guy that had it for like 10 years never put any transmission fluid in it.
ooh,
You got to top that off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I had to drain it because I was getting ready to drop it before we realized we didn't have anything to put in it. And I took the drain plug out, and man, I tell you, that transmission fluid, you could rub your finger through it and you'd have metal flakes on your fingers. So
Nice.
definitely not a good situation for a transmission at all.
Nope.
I had like around the shifter knob when I took it out, like there was giant chunks of metal. It was bad.
How do you even do that?
I have no clue what he had to have done.
Wow.
But it's not good. So I have to replace
geez.
the whole thing.
Yeah. So I mentioned that I went to Silver Dollar City, which I have
Silver Dollar
to
Harley.
seriously overpronounce because if I don't, I will go Silver Dollar Silver. Silver Dollar Silver. Silver Dollar Silver. Anyway, Silver Dollar Silver.
Silver dollar holler.
It's just
what I
it's
say.
it's a hard
Word?
Is it a word? It's 3 words technically.
It's a name.
Silver
It's a hard
Dollar City.
name. Silver Dollar. That
What?
See, I'll say Silver Dollar. I got a swivel.
Civil Dollar City.
Swivel dwallow switty.
I'll usually mess up silver, which is oddly a hard word for me.
Silver.
Anyway, I was there yesterday. I mentioned that before my truck blew up. I was having a grand old time there. Besides the constant and almost debilitating headache that I had. Not quite debilitating because that sounds like I had a
Debilitating?
Shut up. That sounds like I had a migraine, which I didn't.
I've had migraines. They're not fun.
Yeah, no. I've had tension headaches, but I haven't had a migraine. At least that I know of. Either I've had a migraine and they're not as bad as everyone says they are, or they are bad as bad as everyone says they are, and I've never had one. But I've had tension headaches, which are pretty bad, but not like debilitating. Did I say it right this time?
Yeah, you said it better. That was better.
Okay, so besides that headache and the also just my friends being so overly just they're young, and so they don't have an understanding that being weird in public is embarrassing. And so, for instance, one of my friends, Ruth, I'm calling you out, Ruth.
Straight up.
She we were walking behind the parade because it's Christmas time, so it's a Christmas parade. Walking behind it because we wanted to get to Powder Keg, and she's walking like directly behind the last float, going, "Thank you very much. Hi, thank you." Like she's in the freaking parade, and I'm just walking by like.
That makes so much sense.
I would have done the same thing. I'm just saying.
I don't have that much charisma.
I have like
Not the Riz kind, just regular charisma.
you disappoint me.
Yeah,
I just socially I don't get awkward very often. So like me and my friend Emmanuel. I don't know if I've ever introduced you to Emmanuel, but
yeah. No, I know Emmanuel.
yeah, we hang out all the time.
Yeah.
But him and I, when we're in public, we are absolute menaces because we just don't care. like I would go out and like we'd be in the store or something. I'm not saying we've done this because we haven't, but like if he just randomly screamed at me across the store, I would respond and I just wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Because my social like I don't care what people think of me in a social setting because it's not like there's any attractive women in Walmart.
You see, I've done that multiple times to Seth. So like Seth will be like walking around doing his thing, looking at like the $5 movie bin at Walmart, and I'm picking out a game in the game section, and I just scream from across the Walmart at the checkout line, Seth, hurry up!
No, here's the thing.
He's so embarrassed.
Gabe will be like, we'll be in Walmart, and Gabe will say something like, we'll be passing the baby food aisle, and he'll be like, Josiah, do you need some milk for your dolls or something? I don't know. You need some formula for your computer or something.
Yeah,
He'll say something weird, but he won't just say it like, hey Josiah, you want some milk for your computer? He'll be like, hey Josiah, you want some milk for your computer? Like for everyone to hear. Or it'll be like, Josiah, they have the PewDiePie drink.
Yes.
Name a few.
I'll try to
Stuff like that.
I try to get as many heads to turn as possible.
Or like a favorite topic of ours is like, we'll be walking through and it's like, man, those Russians are really dumb. Why do they always just buy new rifles instead of kitting out their old ones? It's like they should have stuck with the AK.
Well, like what's funny is that we'll
Walking
have a
through
conversation. We'll have a conversation in the car, and I'm like, no, I'm not done with this conversation yet, and so I'll continue it outside the car.
Even though it's, for me, it's a car conversation. And so I don't want random strangers to hear about it.
Yeah.
So you'll just be like, yeah, it's crazy that blah, blah, blah did this. And I'm like, you'll just be like, that's whack that they would do that. I'm just like, why would you even say that was a thing that they did? Like, go into like details that it's like, it doesn't really matter because these are complete strangers, but also at the same time, it's like,
These are complete strangers.
It could be a great thing because at least there's a possibility I'll stand out to somebody and they're like, oh, that person I can relate to.
That's a very interesting mission.
Is
you have
it
there.
going to happen? Probably not. Likely, I'm just going to creep people out.
See, my thing at Walmart is usually I'll be walking through and I'll be like, I'll just see something I like and I'll just be walking through. I'm like, ooh, chutney. like I'll just say that like at like regular volume. Like I'll just be like, I'll be walking through and I'm just, ooh, Peeps. Just in the hall and just like divert suddenly, and everyone's just like, Peeps.
I'll be in like the drinks aisle, like finding like different drinks I didn't know Walmart carried. Like I found G Fuel once. I didn't know Walmart had G Fuel.
They do.
And I'm just like, yo, they got G Fuel. And I said, add that volume too, just randomly in the middle of the aisle. And then I turn to my left and I see that there's a store associate just staring at me. I'm just like, they got G Fuel.
you guys got G Fuel.
Since when did you get G Fuel? I didn't find PewDiePie's flavor though, and it made me very sad.
Oh, probably sold out.
Do you guys just talking about gamer stuff? Do you see that they added Peter Griffin to Fortnite?
Oh my god.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
It's
they did.
freaking
But
sweet.
It's buff Peter Griffin.
It is buff Peter Griffin, and like the over tier 100 skin variant is him in a suit, which is just amazing. Have you seen his downed animation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has an NPC character in the actual game, and you can kill him, and you get a special weapon and a thing that heals you over time. But when you kill him, he like lays down on the floor and he goes, and then just disappears.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just they also in the same update added like 3 other games to Fortnite.
They did.
3 completely like they added Guitar Hero, Mario Kart, and freaking Minecraft.
They purchased the companies that made those games. So they purchased.
Wait, hold on. I knew they bought Niantic or whatever who made a. I don't think it was Niantic. Was it? Anyway, that made Rocket League. So their Mario Kart racing game is Rocket League.
Yep. They also purchased the I don't know the names. The company that made Guitar Hero. They bought that company. It's a legitimate Guitar Hero. Just instead of having a guitar, you have on the controller And then the Lego mode that they made, it's actually from the same people that made Lego Worlds, I believe. And they
So it's just better
ported it.
Lego Worlds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because
Because it's really fun.
I played Lego Worlds. It sucks so much. It's such a bad game.
Lego Fortnite, though, now that's fun.
Yeah.
I spent a good hour in it today. It's actually
Crazy.
very enjoyable. So
I'll have
maybe
to hop on.
future gameplay on your YouTube channel.
That'll probably be on a personal channel. But anyway, so Silver Dollar City.
Oh yeah, we're still on that topic.
Yeah. So anyway, after being embarrassed, we made it to Powder Keg. And I'd never ridden Powder Keg before. And I was like, I have to ride it this time. I've ridden every other ride except for, I think I had just gotten off of Time Traveler, which I'll talk about. And I was like, I've ridden every other ride. Like, I have to go on this. I have to. I was very, very serious throughout the entire day. I was like, this is my thing. I will wait in line for an hour for this. I have to ride this. Luckily, most people had already left by then. So I just waited like 2 minutes tops. And then, so I get on, get strapped in, ready to go, put my stuff down. I had a ball cap and my glasses on, so I had to take those off. So I couldn't see anything. It was cold. Put them in the cubby, whatever, get in the seat, get strapped in. I'm like, I'm so ready to go, man. And the cart in front of us, they had, for some reason, they got everyone in, right, and locked in. And then they're like, guys, we're releasing the bars. We're going to have to double check. And everyone's like, what? That's scary. And they're like, don't worry about it. Like, it's just one of the things didn't lock properly. We're just redoing it. We're going to make sure it's right. And everyone's like comforted and like, all right, cool. So they get locked in, send them off. Next train comes in. Everyone leaves. I get on, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting next to my friend Ruth. We're sitting down, get locked in. They don't do the double check thing. They're just, all right, ready to go. And again, first time ever riding it. So much fun. Feels what I imagine taking one of those, three-wheeler, like hypercar looking things with no roofs on them. Taking one of those and just absolutely just blitzing down a highway or something. That's what I imagine it feels. That's like, or what I imagine that felt like, but I'm sure it's like way more intense because I'm pretty sure you hit like some crazy like 100 and
You get pretty quick on
30 miles per hour. Or I don't know the number, but you go fast, really fast. You go like 0 to 90 in like a second and a half. And it's so much fun. Just pressed up against your seat. Love it. Go through. The rest of the ride isn't that intense compared to the other stuff because it was built in like the 90s, but you know, it's whatever. You know, at least it's like smooth because it's a metal coaster. And we get to the end of it, and the cart in front of us is completely empty. And people are starting to leave. And we're like, that's weird. Huh. And one of the like associates or whatever, one of the employees walks up and he goes, did anyone see anyone fall out? And if so, when and where?
Oh my.
What?
And everyone goes, what?
Oh my goodness.
And he goes, I'm just legally obligated to ask these questions. And we go, what?
Wait, did someone fall out?
And so and we're like, wait, did someone fall out? And he's like, I'm just legally required to ask these questions.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
like,
I'm asking you.
should I be like taking it seriously, or are you messing with me? Like that was like the general emotion of the
Were
entire
you
cart.
expecting someone to fall out?
It's like, and the guy was like, well, I guess no one fell out because no one's going like, yeah, this guy fell out. So like, I guess we're good. And then he walks away. Another guy comes back and he's like, okay, so this is what's going to happen. We have to wait for maintenance to get here, and then they're going to evac you guys out, and we just got to do a couple things. And so immediately everyone's like, what happened? And we're like, we don't know yet. And we're like, not helpful. And so eventually maintenance comes after like 5 minutes, and maintenance comes, and I'm immediately like, I find like the top guy, find the top G, the engineer or whatever. And I'm like, hey, what happened? And he's like, I don't know. I haven't looked yet. And I'm like, that sounds like you're not allowed to tell me. And he's like, no, I just like, there's so many different things that could happen. Like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, you're not allowed to tell me. He's like, no, I don't know. And I'm like, that sounds like you're not allowed to say that you're not allowed. Like, you keep dodging my question here.
Oh, the way you presented it was more of like dismissive.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, so you don't know because you haven't looked. But, like, what's the most likely thing to happen? And he's like, so many things, bro. And I'm like, no, there's got to be. You look like you've worked here for 15 years. There has to be a likelihood that it's one of these things that like often fails, or, like often like gets triggered or something. And he's like, dude, there's 500,000 sensors, and if one of them disagrees with another one, we have to shut down the whole thing, and just you'll lose an hour.
So it could literally just be nothing.
Yeah, and he's like, it's probably nothing, but like we have to do it. And I'm like, but like, what's the most likely thing that went wrong?
Okay, so that's why he says that it could be a million things, because it's just the likelihood of just a thing happening to a sensor. And
Which
it was
I
like,
still think is bull, because there is a likelihood. Like, I'm sure the seatbelt things kind of go wonky way more often than like a temperature sensor, or something. Of course, powder keg also has its compressed air. That's what launches you. And I feel like actually right after while we were going on the track, the temperature actually dropped about 3 degrees in about a minute. And so I think it was probably one of those. I was just like, yeah, this is scary. We're going to just put a pause on this. It also had gotten too cold to run the ride again. But still had to evac us for some reason. And so yeah, I asked him one more time. I was like, okay, this is the last time. What's the likelihood of what happened? He's like, dude, the likelihood list is getting longer. Like, it's, gosh, how long is it now? Longer than Santa's naughty list? Like, it's, bro, I don't know. And I was like, he said it like very sincere that time. And I'm like, all right, cool.
so this is what it sounds like. It's an old coaster, and because
Laws.
yeah, okay, yes.
Because laws.
Because
they have to just check everything.
Because of laws and the fact that it's an old coaster, and chances are they haven't fixed any of the problems that they saw with the coaster, because it cost money to like redesign. They're like, just throw some sensors on there, and if there's one of them that burps, we're just gonna like check up on it.
Well, it's like, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things that are like, well, we can't like redesign the coaster to like not do that, so we just gotta like get faster at fixing it when it does, start. And I'm sure it's just like pressure sensor, temperature, something, not like the track snapped in half. Like, that gets checked every morning, I'm pretty sure. And like, yeah.
They have pressure plates on the ground so that whenever something falls, it's like
you
landmines.
You pour some powdered sugar from your funnel cake. You pour some down below the coaster, and you just see lasers, grid of lasers, like Mission Impossible. No, but once they got everyone off, one of the employees was like counting, and he's like, all right, 14, 15. All right. And then he like gets on the radio and he goes, maintenance, this is powder keg. We got all customers safe and on the walkway. And everyone was like, hey, no one died. Yay. And then they gave us free trailblazer passes, which is basically a fast pass.
Hey,
Nice.
Yeah. So then we rode not Wildfire,
Thunderation.
Fire in the Hole. Which,
The
man,
classic.
what a ride.
It's a good one.
It's, first of all, very underwhelming. Second
Yes.
of all,
Yeah.
they made it faster.
Oh, they did?
So it's a little less underwhelming.
Oh.
Honestly, if you played intermission through that song, it would fit perfectly at this point, because it used to be like this chill ride where you just go by and it's kind of slow and like you had a good time like looking at all the things. Now you like kind of like blitz through it. Like, I don't know, they've made it faster.
If it's faster, it almost like, because I mean, at the end of it, spoilers, it has the train, the fake train. So I was always like, man, that train is like the most intense part of this entire ride. It looks like a train's about to hit you. Now it's probably like you're going crazy, and then you're like, oh, the train is going to end my suffering.
Well, the thing, I don't know if it's
Finally,
like
sweet
the
release.
timing is wrong, or maybe I'm just older. I used to believe it was a train. I used to believe like that, like they had a whole train thing built up, and
It's
like,
just a light.
bro, I don't know what it is now, but you can just straight up see the freaking light that's just there. Like, it doesn't get dark until you get straight in front of it, but before then, there's like overhead lights there, and you can just see that it's just a freaking light bolted to a board.
Man,
and you're
I'm-
like, this is lame, bro.
I'm excited for the redesign, though.
Yeah, the redesign, what was it, like a $3 million
A
dollar?
massive
Jeez.
project. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's one of the biggest they've had in a while.
Yeah.
But I'm very, very hyped for it.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe after they finish that, if they make enough money during the season, maybe they'll fix Powder Keg.
Or like, I don't know.
They have that same ride in Dollywood in Tennessee. So
Wait, which one? Powder Keg or Fire in the Hole?
Fire in the Hole.
And it's called Fire in the Hole?
Yes, the reason why is because Silver Dollar City owns.
Other way around, but yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay, because like whatever company owns like those rides, I guess, or like owns those theme parks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought it was Silver Dollar City that owned
Dollywood.
Dollywood.
I don't. Well, here's the thing. I know back in the day, Dollywood got like all of the investments to build rides. I don't know if that's just because Silver Dollar City was making lots of money as is, and so there was a long time where it was like a 10-year period where they only had one new ride in 10 years, and it was like, I guess there was like some smaller stuff, and they like invested more in shows maybe. But I don't know if they're just making plenty of money or they just weren't getting any investments from the mother company, because it was just like, meanwhile, Dollywood was getting a new ride every year. It was a like dry ride, water ride, dry ride, water ride. So I don't know. That's what makes me think that Dollywood is the like main one, but I don't actually know. And you're Googling it, aren't you?
Actually, I'm looking up Busch Gardens.
That's nice.
It's also an amusement park, but it's like
Is it George Bush themed?
it's actually European themed.
That's weird. Anyway, I also rode Time Traveler, which is the most intense ride there. It's not as painful as Outlaw Run. Outlaw Run is kind of hurts.
Yeah.
It's super fun and really fun to just like at the top of the hill, like before you go down, just scream something like, "You'll never catch me alive." And just go super hick and just like, yeehaw. Like, it's a blast. But man, it sure does make your legs into rubber. I remember the first time I rode it, I was like 9 and I literally crawled out of it. It was also before they updated the harnesses, so you literally just had one lap bar. That was it.
Nice.
Just one lap bar. And I was 8. It didn't go tight enough. I had my arms like wrapped around it, like with all my strength, just keeping myself down because I was so dang small.
Okay, so apparently the Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay, Florida, is not European themed. It is, I believe,
Baked bean theme.
it's like African themed. Which is interesting because I don't really. This is going to sound awful, but what rich history does Africa have outside of Egypt?
There is.
Like, I know that they have a history, but it's
Yeah.
like Egypt is the only place that I can think of that has something that
Except for
happens.
North Africa, there's not a lot of written history.
Right.
But there's a lot of culture that you can make
Yeah.
a park out of.
That's
What are
probably
you
what they're
Googling?
getting at.
Huh?
What are you Googling?
I was looking at, there was an old ride at Silver Dollar City.
Oh,
You remember the big old like wooden tower that was just there?
Yeah.
Just seemingly the entire time that I was growing up and going
Yeah.
to Silver Dollar City, there was just a tower. I'm like, what's that tower? And my mom and dad were always like, it's an old ride. It's not open anymore. I'm like, oh man. I think it was the flooded mine.
no.
No?
No, the flooded mine is the shooting gallery game.
Yeah, you're right.
Thing.
What was that then?
I don't remember.
I found it.
It's not Firefall. That one's in Fireman's Landing.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't know, but I've also been told that it was an old ride. Old water ride.
Yeah, I heard it was fun.
Yeah.
Is what I've heard.
Okay, so the Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia, is the one that's European themed. Let's see.
I still don't know what Busch Gardens is. Like, why are we Googling that? What's the importance of that? It's funny.
It's really cool because they have like rides themed after like different cultural things, and they have like the parks sectioned off. Like, let's see, you have right now they have their.
So it's like Epcot.
I don't even know what that is.
It's in Disney World. They have a bunch. They have like a Japanese section,
Oh.
a German section.
I guess so, but I'm guessing each Busch Gardens park is different because the other one was African themed. This one's European, so you have like your little Italy place, Scotland, England, Ireland. You have France, New France, which I don't know what that's about, but probably an addition. They needed more France. Then they have just a place called Oktoberfest. Not Germany, just Oktoberfest.
What?
And it's last time I was there, which was like probably a decade ago, it was so great because they'd have like, not only do they have their own rides, but they have like their own specific shows that are like very cultural, telling a story, usually folklore or whatever. And it is so much fun. The food there is also themed after like cultural foods, so it's
And they also
so
have their
fun.
own drinking laws, and so kids can drink there.
Correct. I mean, no, but I wish that.
That is a thing at Disney.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, Disney, I believe I don't know if they will, but I'm pretty sure I heard legally they can serve 18-year-olds alcohol inside the park.
Yeah, because they're their own. They technically have their own police. It's not state police. It's basically Disney, to my understanding.
Well, that's not why, because they can still get sued by the. You can still get sued by the state.
Well,
But
yeah, you could, but
They got like actual court permission.
Disney could probably buy the state.
Yes, they could actually.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're losing a lot of money lately.
Yeah.
With their
In fact, their
horrible
stocks
movies.
have been going down so far.
It's true. But even with that, they have more money. They have more money than they ever should.
That's
Yeah.
true.
They have so much money.
Yeah.
Do you know it's technically legal on cruises for 18-year-olds?
Yeah, because it's international waters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm going
Is
on a
that-
cruise
so
next
that's-
year.
I legitimately am. I am going on a cruise though.
I want to. I really do. Not to drink, but just because I want to do it.
Come with me.
Well,
Are you
It's only like $600.
That's
ticket.
actually completely reasonable for me now. I have a really good job.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's in April.
well, you see,
I'm an
I
install tech
I too want to
for
go.
what?
for a certain satellite company. I will not name names because I don't want people to know I work for them.
So I too am wanting to go on vacation, preferably to Germany around Oktoberfest, so I can drink.
Nice.
Oh,
It's probably not going to happen next year. It's going to probably happen in a couple years.
you can be 16 and drink in Germany.
Yeah, but I'll be like 26, 27.
What, isn't it even lower? Isn't it 14 to drink in Germany?
That's it. If it's 14, that's actually insane.
You can't buy alcohol, to my understanding, but someone can buy you alcohol and it's fine. But it's either 14 or 16. But all I know is that's pretty young.
Careful here. We're gonna end up getting all the young American kids to go to Germany so they can have drinks legally. They already
Well,
get them
I guess-
illegally. They're just gonna go.
How
do it
old do you
legally.
have to be drinking in FNAF is the first search.
FNAF?
Yeah.
What is that?
FNAF at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
The movie, meh.
Really? But Matthew Patrick is in there.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was him until after I watched the movie.
What?
And I'm like, oh my word, it's Shaggy. And as soon as I realized that, I'm like, oh, zoinks. It was him. He is him. He's always coming back.
What?
What?
Talking about Matt Pat, the game theorist.
No.
What's going on?
No.
Shaggy is in the
Yes,
movie,
he is.
isn't
He is.
I'm not talking about
really-
him.
No. No,
I'm talking about.
I don't really divisive comment here. I don't care for Matt Pat. So I've been told I look like him though, which is honestly kind of insulting to me. But
You can probably do a good impression of him if you wanted to.
I can't even think of the inflection in his voice when he says his intro.
Okay,
I have
so
to see an intro to do it. I probably could though. I do impressions a lot.
in Germany, at the age of 16, you can drink beer.
Oh, my word.
Wine and sparkling wine, and also, wait,
So not whiskey. Oh,
there's
Probably not.
other heavy alcoholic drinks are not allowed for them until their 18th birthday. So I assume like strong liquors and stuff.
Now
can
that's what
have-
you start out with here in America.
Yeah, you go from nothing straight to
Fireball.
tequila, Fireball, the cheap stuff, the stuff that doesn't
Vodka.
even taste good,
Bleach.
Tide Pods.
that's a sad reality we live.
America's
People
definitely
haven't been
doomed.
eating Tide Pods since like 2018.
Yeah.
People need to get over it.
Yeah.
I had to card people for them to buy Tide Pods. I had to make sure they were legal adults to buy Tide Pods because of that meme.
But that was just store policy, though.
I got carded
not-
buying
yeah.
workout supplements the other day.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because it adds like too much caffeine or something, so you have to be 18.
I don't know. But they're just like, can I? And then they look at me and they're like, oh, never mind. I'm like, bruh, I don't look that old. They walked over because it has the little alert it sends. And then like as soon as they walked over to me, they're like, you're good. I'm like,
Oh, they probably assumed it was something else.
well, maybe.
Well,
But, like-
was it from like a workout, like, or like a supplement store?
No, I was at Walmart.
Oh yeah, if there's they don't care if it's workouts. They probably were like, is it a knife? Is it
Is it a knife?
is it whatever? Is it alcohol?
Anything
So
could
just
be a
check
knife.
If it's honestly,
I've been offered a drink menu at a restaurant before, so I probably could pass off.
I was offered a beer at a party that wasn't even like a teenager crazy high school party or anything
I
like
think
that.
I remember this story.
It was just a Hispanic party, and they didn't know how old I was.
I think I remember this story. Was that in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that
was
story.
a great story. I had a panic attack in a Hispanic party because I didn't know anyone. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I had to talk about. Was I went insane and I went to Solar City, and oh my gosh,
He remembered something.
my least favorite thing at Solar City ever
Oh no.
is waiting for your friends that have the season passes and your tickets to actually freaking arrive.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Me being a poor man, have been growing up as a poor kid was, well, I won't say poor. We're broke, not poor. When we went to Silver Dollar City, it was a day. Like, you plan it out. You pack your sandwiches the night before. You get it ready to go, like a road trip. And we live 40 minutes away. Like, there's families that live 3-4 hours, and they'll leave at like 4 a.m. to get there. But we'll be there 30 minutes before opening, front of the line. We're there. We're ready. The trams aren't even going yet. You have to walk all the way there from the free parking because no way we're paying for parking. We got the cooler and the big backpack full of water. Or I guess not water. That's what the cooler's for. But we got everything.
We got the cooler to put Josiah in, and then the backpack full of water.
Yeah. We get there. As soon as those gates open, we're in there. We're ready. And, I mean, we already have a plan. We know what rides we're doing first. We bolt straight. We leave our parents straight to the back of the park. Wildfire, first thing. You hop from the door straight over the lines, just one leap straight into a seat. You're ready to go. You ride that twice. No one's made it there yet. Because they're all old people and they're not even trying to get there. Because you went on a Thursday because you're homeschooled. The only people who go on Thursday are old people. So you ride that. You ride it 1, 2, 3 times. You got a headache. You're already done. You want to go home, vomit. Your mother gives you water. Time for powder cake.
Yeah.
I was always too young. I was scared of powder cake because they had that like banging noise that would go off every time it would launch. And I thought it was, obviously I was 6. So they're like, there's an explosion. Because it's supposed to look like that. And then, so my siblings would ride that like 4 times. And then you make your way to all the other rides. You ride Thunderation last because at that point the line has gone down for it. You ride that like 8 times. Mm-hmm. You eat your sandwich, hit the kiddie side of the park. You do all the boat stuff and the teacups and electro spin. You hit that. You do the freaking swing like 4 times doing Superman poses because you're old and it's not as amusing as it should be. But, and then you make your way back up to Thunderation, ride that 8 more times. Make your way to either a show or Wildfire again. And then you eventually you're tired, you're ready for dinner, but your parents aren't buying anything. You're drinking water and granola bars. You're drinking granola bars. And you hobble this time because you're done. Mm-hmm. It's like 6 o'clock, but you got 3 more hours in this park.
It's true.
You ride Thunderation 28 more times. Eventually, you ride it so many times the employees don't even ask you to get off. They just ask if you want to change seat. You ride it from every seat. And if you went back in the day, you almost exclusively rode backwards because that was the best. And then eventually your parents are like, all right, park's closing. Time to go. You watch the last Christmas tree show if it's Christmas time. Mm-hmm. Or if it's generally cold, you might pick up some snowballs, which is just a scoop of vanilla ice cream and hot chocolate. And it's so freaking good.
Sounds pretty good.
They get 2 of those and you share. All 8 of you. You share those 2. You get a funnel cake. Walk home.
You get a funnel cake for 8 people.
Yeah. You walk from the park. You might, if you're lucky, you get on a tram. But the likelihood is Dad doesn't want to get the freaking ice chest on the stupid tram. So you're walking all the way back to freaking stop 4. Mm-hmm. And then you go home and you freaking sleep for the next 3 days because you're exhausted.
Did forget about the fresh pork rinds.
Oh yeah, but you only get the samples of those because they hand out samples and
you savor that sample like it's your own child.
Yeah, you'll be darned if you buy a pack of those.
They're expensive.
Yeah, they're freaking like $6 for a massive bag that's like Costco sized.
Well,
that's expensive.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I'm trying to portray the mindset that is people who really can't afford to go to Silver Dollar City, but still do. Anyway, that's not the mindset of people who have money, even a little bit of money. If they're living comfortably, that is not their mindset. They have season passes. This is their 800th time at the park this year. Okay, they've gotten their money's worth. Heck, they might not even ride the rides.
They just watch everyone else ride the rides.
But you know what? They're your friends, and so they invite you, and you get to use their extra passes that they got.
Yeah.
But they'll be darned if they get there by opening. Like, if they get there 2 hours after opening, park's full. Every ride has an hour line. You're like, what are we doing? This is
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Going on a weekend because they're public schooled. Ugh.
I remember
but-
I had very similar situations when I was a kid because we didn't go very often.
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, I can count on one hand probably the amount of times I've been to Silver Dollar City.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much exactly the same situation
Yeah,
when,
no.
when my family went. We would plan a day. We would save up for it. Thankfully, my dad had a pretty good job at the time. He worked with a company called D&E, which actually built several of the parking lots and roads in Silver Dollar City's parking area. So he helped build a lot of those. He was an excavator operator, and so we got a pretty decent cash flow from that. And so we would go every once in a while, but we didn't buy anything when we were there.
No,
we would,
no.
it's all
Maybe some treats, but
it's
no
all
food.
overpriced. Like I have a good job now, and if I went to Silver Dollar City, I still would not buy a lot of things. I might stop at the Qdoba if they still have it there. They had a Qdoba.
I don't
at
think
one
they
point.
do. I don't. They still have the coffee shop that serves Starbucks, but man, that thing is hidden as could be.
I didn't even know there was one.
Maybe it's new. I don't know. But I don't think they have a Qdoba anymore. They have kind of their own restaurants. But I got a 8-inch sub sandwich that was pretty good. If it was like $10,
That's not bad.
it wasn't bad. It was. I only ate the meatballs out of it, and I like the sauce. Kind of made me feel.
It's no $5
sick
foot long
because-
though.
No, but those don't exist. They
Yeah,
haven't
I
existed
know.
for a long
It's
time.
so sad. Their whole thing is just gone.
Yeah, their whole thing, that whole thing that was their whole brand and only was a thing for 2 years.
Yeah, but it lasted
the-
a lot longer than 2 years.
But the
It's
song,
stuck in your head still.
the song, it's playing in your head. You can still see them.
Everybody knows
We
what
all-
we're talking about.
Everybody knows what we're
Unless
talking
you
about.
are a
And
fetus.
you can see
You
what was
can
this
see
Jared's
it.
face. You can see him holding up a sandwich that's oddly stiff.
It's because it's cardboard.
Not flopping at all. And he's just like, you can buy this whole sandwich for $5.
$5.
And then
a great deal.
for some reason, he starts whispering to you about kids and other things, and you're horrified, but you don't remember that. Anyway, Jared, the Subway guy, was a pedophile.
Yeah, he's no longer the
That
Subway
was
guy.
a good move, Subway.
Yeah, he's now in prison. Kind of like that guy who drove the Society car.
Oh, in prison, not a pedophile. Hopefully,
no.
good.
But
But
in prison.
also the last time we rode Thunderation while we were there, they had shut it down for like 20 minutes before we were sat in line because we were like, no, we're gonna go. Like, there's only 30 minutes left in the park. Like, it won't. They would be like, hey, it's closed. It's not gonna open again. But it's like, no, we're riding this one more time at least. Also, all of our stuff was already in the cubbies because we had left it there because we were planning on riding it a bunch of times. And so we were like, we're committed. 20 minutes later, they're like, all right, we're going. And we get in our seats, we get locked in. There's like 5 people on the whole thing. And before we go, which they had maintenance there, they had like it looked like something had gone wrong.
Uh-huh.
And when they were like leaving, right before he pressed the button, like the key or whatever wasn't working. So he was like talking to one of the employees, like, are you pressing your button down? And she was like, yeah. He's like, huh, hold on. And it starts going. And then right before we like, as we start moving, he goes, huh. And then every single employee, which there's like 8 of them there, half of them engineers, looking at this train going like, huh. Just like, so they don't die. And meanwhile, everyone, all 5 of us that are on the friggin' ride are going, why do you look like that? And like all 8 of them have their thumbs out, like ready to go. And so I see this. I'm like, I'm gonna die. And I look up at the guy who actually like launches it. Look at him, and I just go. Like 2 thumbs up, like, don't kill me.
You kill me, I'm
And,
gonna sue you.
Everyone in the train we leave like the station. Everyone in is just like, why do they look like that? What's going on with the road? We're all freaking out. And I just go, don't you know? They're just trying to make this more fun. And then it's just like actually gets going fast and everyone's freaking out. And I'm having a grand old time. Because I'm like some people were crying. And I was like, I'm ready to die.
To live is Christ. To die is gain.
So I'm gonna have fun on this roller coaster.
You get up to the pearly gates, and they're like, "Yeah, so you were martyred at Silver Dollar City." Martyred.
Can we get a soundboard moment for that?
I'm surprised I remembered which button it was. Well, have you heard the new sound effects?
I have not.
Okay. Well, so I don't.
Please tell me you have brain rot on
We
there.
have no. We have this. That's a
classic.
slightly edited version of an older one, but. And then we have.
Repent of your silly ways.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember
that one was
Okay.
there. That one was there.
Touch grass. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah.
Sophia!
Sophia, I love it.
And then here's some proper new ones.
Did I just weed?
No, that one was there.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a new one.
That was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we got some classics here.
I can smell you.
Nice.
Yeah, the white man.
Hey, it's me. I think I said that last time.
And then
Having to repeat some
okay,
bits.
this is legitimately the new one. A little German boy who gets to play Fortnite and drink cola. And then we have,
Nice.
and then guess who this is?
Who is that?
Just guess. You can guess. You know this person, ish.
I don't want to guess.
Look, you said their name earlier today.
I said their name earlier today. That's very descriptive. I've said a lot of names.
Well, while you were here.
Is this Cyrus?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
And then we got. Oh, this is my favorite page.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice throw.
Yeah. And then here's Cyrus again.
Displeased.
Please.
Displeased.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
For
it.
podcast listeners, you could not see it. My face was immediately disgust.
Yeah. I feel like we should do a bit, but I don't like have a bit.
Dude, we've been
good
running
ideas?
for over an hour.
Yeah, I mean we're vibing.
I think
What?